Hi, everyone, and welcome to our webinar tonight. It's Tuesday, June the 7th at 8 p.m. sharp, and we plan on edutaining you here tonight for 30 to 40 minutes. My name is Penny Tremblay, and I'm a senior manager with Send Out Cards. I am in my beautiful home office overlooking Trout Lake, and the sunset in between the clouds is spectacular right now. And I'm so happy that you've been able to join us because tonight we have an expert level 4 smartphone user, and her name is Mitch Paquette. She is also a senior manager with Send Out Cards. She is extremely active and moving very, very quickly toward her executive rank advancement. Her husband, Gilles Paquette, has also joined her in the business. So that wasn't the case when Mitch joined, but Gilles has been enjoying his time working alongside Mitch or coming to events and checking out the business to the point where he's dove right in as well. So together they're a couple who are very passionate about Send Out Cards. They are they eat, sleep, and breathe this business. They call it their Plan A because, we joke about having a Plan B for retirement, but they call it a Plan A because they see such a big value and picture with the possibilities of Send Out Cards. So Mitch, thank you so much for giving us some time to share your expertise tonight. I understand our agenda is being at a level 4 with our smartphone.
That's right. Thank you so much for that great introduction, Penny. I'm really honored to be on the call with you. You've been a mentor of mine for many, many years. Just so the people on the call know, Penny actually introduced me to Gilles. So I tend to take her advice very seriously. It's always pretty good advice.
Yeah.
So
seems that way.
So using your smartphone, yes.
My advice to the group is really, really pay close attention to this expert and take some notes on everything that you learned tonight.
All right, so we'll start. Being a level 4 with the smartphone. So last week we talked about level 4, and level 4 is basically, a great habit. Sorry, my dog just barked. I apologize. But level 4 is basically, a habit that you don't have to think about, right? We've talked about this before. This is what Cody Bateman, our CEO, talks about. So, if we look at our teenagers, they're level 4 with their smartphone. So what I want to teach today, what Penny and I our goal today is to basically show you how to be a level 4 with your smartphone in order to build your business. So now, when it comes to smartphones, I do get a lot of people that ask me, it doesn't work with this phone, it doesn't work with this phone. The Android app works with any phone. I think it's a Samsung 5 or higher. You need to have the Lollipop operating system for it to work. As for the iPhone, I think as low as 3, it will work on the actual app for your phone. So when we talk about the smartphone and using it, I'm not only talking about using the app. The app is great. It's important for us to know how to use it and to use it well. And I'll go through a little bit on how to use it a little bit later and make sure everybody's familiar with that. But I really want us to start thinking about being mobile with our office. So go out and use your smartphone. Use it to text people. Text messaging is great. An example is a couple weeks ago, I was trying to get in touch with this realtor who was she was a referral for me. And I kept trying to call her, and I was leaving her messages and she wasn't responding to me. That went on for about a week or two. And then finally I decided, you know what? I'm just going to text her and see what happens. I texted her, and that night she booked an appointment with me. People would rather text nowadays than they would rather phone calls, listen to messages, all this thing. Texting is instant and it works. So here's some examples of what you guys can text, right? So here's one. Just, if you've texted someone and they haven't replied to you, hi Pam, hope you're awesome. Just checking in to see if you got my last message. Typically, you'll get a response to that. Sometimes people get texts and then they get texts and they get texts and they lose it on their phone. This is just a really great way to remind them. of the fact that you wrote them a text. Hi, Brenda. Looking forward to working with you. How does Wednesday sound to get started? Well, that would be a perfect text to send to someone who said that they wanted to get started with send out cards, but just needed a couple days to kind of fish through stuff. This is a great way. Notice the posture of that text. The posture is, not are you ready to get started? It's how does Wednesday sound to get you started? So the posture here is saying that she is getting started and let's do it on Wednesday. That's really important when you're sending text messages. Another great text message is, hey, Linda, checking in to see how you're doing. Are there any 3-way calls I can help you with? This is something I use all the time when somebody's first started in the first month or so. It's a great text to send just to kind of let them know you're there, you're waiting, you're just, exactly that. You're waiting for the opportunity to work with them to help them grow. Hi, Matt, just checking to see how your meeting went with the dealership. As a leader and you have people in your downline, these are really great text messages to send to let your team know that you're paying attention to that, what they're doing, and you're really supporting them. Penny does this with me. She knows practically every meeting I'm heading to, and she's always there supporting me. I always know she's got my back. And that's awesome. So as a leader, I recommend these kinds of texts when you have a team, that you just really stay engaged with them. There's another one here. Hi, Andrew. It was great to chat with you today. Looking forward to seeing you at the meeting on Saturday. So we all have events, right? You guys see it. It's all over the place. Lori posts them all the time. We have mine in Brampton on Thursdays. We have Penny. Penny, yours is on Wednesdays, right?
Right.
Right. So we have Penny's on Wednesdays. Marnie does hers in the Sioux on Thursdays. We should be inviting to those meetings all the time. Invite to your local meeting, but invite to the meetings that are, not local as well. And this is a great text to send someone to let them know that you're looking forward to seeing them at the meeting. Again, look at the posture of this email. It's not, are you coming? It's looking forward to seeing you at the meeting. You're not really giving them a choice, and you're acting very confident. So that's another great way to use your smartphone to build your business. Here, using your smartphone as Facebook. So nurturing online relationships through Facebook. You'll notice here, this is something Melissa Barlock shared with me, and I enjoyed it so much. I asked her if I could use it on this training, and she totally agreed. Melissa is amazing at Facebook, and I'm really learning that as well. The first thing I want to talk about Facebook is always, always, always be positive and use it as lifestyle marketing. So Jill and I do this all the time. Every time we go somewhere, Jill and I are said, oh, where are you heading next? Where's your next trip? Well, that's lifestyle marketing. And I'm just showing how much fun I'm having, how much great it is, and the fact that my business causes me to have freedom is just a huge asset. And that's how I advertise. So here we have, and it's also a great place to show recognition. So make sure that you're recognizing your team in the team, in your Facebook pages. So like on the SOC Tribe or on the Team Momentum page, make sure that you're always, always edifying and acknowledging your team members on Facebook. This is huge. You wouldn't believe how much, if we use Facebook properly, we can really, really expand our business and our network. And that's how we build a huge network send out cards business. That's by increasing our network.
Can I stop you there for a second, Mitch? Because I want to jump in. This is so very valuable, and I notice myself, glued to my phone these days, and I can literally run my business with the phone, and I have an iPhone, so I don't know about the rest of you, but I have an app that's for Facebook, and it's called Groups. So when I want to go in and check my groups, which I have the Team Momentum group and the SOC Tribe group, because SOC Tribe is Lori Hayes's team Facebook page, and Team Momentum is Mitch's, and I'm in between the two. So rather than have my own, I float between those two. When I go into groups, I look in those two groups only. So my Facebook work, what I post, what I look at, what I answer to, I stay laser focused on those groups. So I don't actually go into my Facebook page and have to start scrolling down everything, because I just find that, like, I have 1,000 friends on Facebook, which is not true, to how many friends I have in my life. I have a lot less than that, but I just find it overwhelming sometimes to go to my main Facebook page. There's so much there. So if I have 15 minutes, I want to check in on my team, I just hone right in through that groups app, right into my groups that are important to me, and that's my team groups.
That's
So that's really helped me stay focused.
And that's a really valuable tip, Penny, because we don't get paid to be on Facebook. So when I'm
That's right.
talking about using Facebook, I mean, it's not really a money making activity. It's used to grow our network, but we
Right.
don't get paid to be on Facebook. So I limit my time on Facebook to, a little 5 minutes here, 5 minutes here, 5 minutes here. But I use it strategically to grow my business.
Awesome.
So here, be a level 4 with your smartphone. Omit duplication using notes. So you know how we have the texting strategy. So whenever we go to a boot camp or something like that, we have the texting strategy where we send texts to a lot of people in our contact list. Well, instead of having to type it over and over again, our phones have a notes option. So put in that exact script into your notes so that you can just copy paste it into your text messages or your Facebook Messenger messages. Don't forget, we talk about text, but text also includes Facebook Messenger. I run most of my business through Facebook Messenger. I even that's how I communicate with Steve Schultz, is through Facebook. So the golden question: hi, first name. If I could show you a way to make money sharing an app that everyone loves, would you want to see it? Put that in your notes so you always have it available to you all the time. And you never know when you will have 1 or 2 minutes in order to be able to send some texts to people. Then we have the texting strategy. So here we have, hi, name, I would like to set up a time with you to show you something that I think has big potential. When are you free, either this week or next, so I can show you? This one I'm really comfortable with, and this is the one I use most, just because I find because most people I'm connecting with, and that's me because I'm not, I'm a little bit of an introvert and I'm shy. So this works well for me because this is something I would send to someone I have a rapport with. Right? But again, it's in my notes section of my phone. And it's funny because Jill just gave me his phone and I noticed his is there too. So this is in the notes of our phone and we just copy paste that whenever we need it.
So Mitch, I have a question.
Yep.
Do you have one note per paragraph of texting strategy, or do you have one note with every single text that you could possibly send, and then you just go copy the one that you're going to use?
I have them all on one. But I mean, having them separate is a good idea as well, but I have them all on one.
Yeah, I have them all on one too. I was just checking in and okay, great, thank you.
Oops, I don't know what happened there. Sorry about that. Something's happening. Just give me a sec, guys.
So while Mitch is finding our place, I just want to say, when it comes to being a level 4 smartphone user, you definitely want to be, you want to know how to copy and paste and post. And if you know how to copy and paste and post, then you're pretty much set to be checking in with people, to be texting, also using your calendar app to schedule appointments. And it's just quite phenomenal these days, everything we can do from the palm of our hands. Mitch, I can load up that presentation if you want.
No, I have it here. I'm good.
Okay. Yeah. So thanks for the question, Catherine. I assume that you are already on the Sock Tribe, which is Lori's team, which Marnie is a part of, which is why I suggested the Sock Tribe. But um, yeah, I think that if you ever decide that you want to have your own team page, you want to think pretty hard about that because then you're going to have to be the one who keeps it up all the time. Mitch and I, we juggle keeping our team momentum page up, and it's a stretch, right, Mitch?
Oh, it
You
is.
know,
It is.
posting in time for this meeting today, we're like, oops, kind of last minute. So I think it's a good team effort to, have one page for an entire team.
Yes, I think so too. I think it's a great idea. Sometimes I get, I'm going to be straight. Sometimes I get overwhelmed with how much posting I have to do. Luckily, I do have some team members that, are willing to help me with that. So sometimes that happens. But you have the tools ready for you. There's the Sock Tribe, which Lori does an amazing job at updating and doing and making sure all the posts are there. The goal of send out cards and the goal of, not the goal, but the purpose of building your team is duplication, right? So don't kind of spend time doing something that that is already being done by someone else. That's called leverage. So,
Hmm.
so use the tools that are available to you.
Yes, so I'm just reading Catherine's question about dealing with so many Facebook posts, and so this is a good topic for discussion, and I don't know, Mitch, if we can have the discussion now, but there's the official Send Out Cards Facebook page. There's the Gone Mobile Facebook page. There's the Sock Stars Canada Facebook page, and Lori Hayes has the Sock Tribe, and Mitch has Team Momentum. Catherine, you're probably not a member of Team Momentum. You're a member of the Sock Tribe page. So my point is, there's a lot of Facebook pages out there. If you just want to, if you're brand new to Sock and you just want to kind of focus in on one page, then the Sock Tribe is definitely a good option for you because Lori will make sure that you're getting access and information to important things. Maybe she's going to filter it down a little bit for you, but I wouldn't hesitate to join the official Send Out Cards Facebook group as well. And if you had more time and you wanted other Facebook groups, the next one I would suggest is the Canada Sock Stars. Mitch, would you agree with my advice?
I would agree. I would start, with Lori's group, like the Sock Tribe, if you're already part of that. Lori is amazing. She is an amazing, she filters the information and breaks it down for people where it's easy to read. She's very motivational. Like, she's just an awesome leader. My personal suggestion is to start with her page, and once you kind of get a feeling for things, because sometimes the official and the Canada Sock Stars page can get quite overwhelming. So and post after post, like, your phone is just going constantly with the posts coming from there. So if you're just new starting out, I would definitely recommend you do the Sock Tribe, and let your leader just kind of filter the information for you.
Right, unless you're on Mitch's team, and then you would do Team Momentum.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But Lori and I duplicate a lot what we do. We work together. So we both know that we're both on the two pages. And so Lori and I work together for that on a lot of stuff. Hmm. Is that answering your question,
So,
Catherine? She says thank you.
so
Yeah,
Mitch,
go ahead.
okay. No, I just thought I heard Catherine speaking.
So now what I'll do is I'll show the app. Okay. I really like this app. And I like,
Sorry, yes, that did answer my question.
okay, good,
Awesome.
good.
I didn't realize I was muted. Sorry.
That's great. Okay, so now I'll show the app. And Penny has a few little tricks on the app, which I think are really cool. So we just learned something today, which is really cool. So once you click on the app, this is what it looks like. You'll notice that all the different categories of the cards that we see on the computer are on the app as well. One great feature that I'm learning to use more and more is My Cards. Once you click on My Cards, you can actually go in and design specific cards and put them in My Cards, like in your Picture Plus cards and stuff. You can get them from the app. So it kind of saves you a lot of time sometimes when you're looking, or your favorites or something, so you don't have to scroll through all the cards. Because don't forget, and I say this all the time to validate what we're doing, is there right now there's over 30,000 cards available in the send out card system. So I always recommend to people, please go favorite your cards when you see them, because you don't want to have to be scrolling through 30,000 cards.
So this is Catherine. So if you want to save a card that you made, how do you do that? Or a card where it might be one of the send out cards, but where you put your little blurb inside. Where do you save the card so you can go look at it again?
So the card that you've selected, so if you've selected a birthday card and you want to save that, you would have to favorite it, but you wouldn't be able to save what you've written inside.
Okay.
Unless you create a campaign.
Yes, unless you create a campaign, but you can't get the campaigns through the app as of yet.
Okay, so anything that you've written inside a card, you cannot save.
Yeah, unless you create a photo card.
Yeah, unless you create what we call a photo card, or basically you're designing the card cover yourself. If you pick photo cards, you're designing the card yourself. In the website, it doesn't call them photo cards, it calls them Picture Plus cards. And so let's say you have a corporate image that you use, and that's your card front. If you picked that and then you completed the card's content, like the inside of the card, you can save that as a Picture Plus card, and that would be available in that My Card category that Mitch is talking about.
Okay, I somehow came across this Sincere.
Mm-hmm.
And is that another part of it where you can save your cards, or is that a totally separate area?
It's a totally separate area. What Sincere is actually a social platform like Pinterest, and you can upload your cards to that for everyone to see.
Okay, and what would be the point in doing that?
It's like a sharing platform. So, someone with, a mortgage broker, they'll share their cards there so that other mortgage brokers can use it. Send out cards is all about sharing. On that particular site, I think they're up to over 200,000 cards. So, you've got access to another 200,000 cards.
So you can go on there and send any one of those cards that are already on there?
Yeah.
Correct. Here's an example. I was in a RE/MAX office last week, and we wanted to do a custom campaign. So I went to Sincere. I did a search for RE/MAX, and beautiful cards came up, already perfectly designed with the RE/MAX coloring scheme with the big RE/MAX balloon. And so what has happened is other RE/MAX people who are card senders have shared their cards on Pinterest so that other RE/MAX people can just pick up and take over from there. So you see that happening with Arbonne cards, you see that happening with Steep Tea cards, you see that happening with a lot of different other companies who are using send out cards as a way to connect with their customers and their hostesses and whatnot. They'll share their cards there so that we're not all just reinventing the wheel all the time. So because
you can put your own text, you can use their card and change the text to your own?
Correct.
Okay, great, thank you.
Yes, and because of this Social Sincere platform, I know some of my distributors will go and get a stock card, like Mitch said, a birthday card, personalize the inside, and save it on Sincere. but that's not what Sincere was intended to be used for. If I'm going to save a birthday card and send it over and over again, I will use a campaign. And like Mitch said, campaigns aren't available from the phone app, but they are, something that we will definitely be teaching. And something you definitely want to learn how to use. There's tutorials on the website on your under your help menu to help you learn to use campaigns.
Okay.
Campaigns are saved cards.
Are saved cards? Sorry.
They're saved. Yep, they're cards that you've created, whether they're photo cards or not, and they're saved so that they can be used over and over again.
Basically, what a campaign is, and the way I always explain it when I'm training, is a campaign is one card that you're going to send to multiple people, or multiple cards sent to one person.
Okay.
Okay? But unfortunately, campaigns are not available on the app yet. You didn't hear this from me, but I hear that it's technology that they're working on and that we will probably have access to very soon.
Yeah,
Great.
that's going to be so great when we can just whip off a campaign from our phone. That's going to be super exciting.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Okay, so here is the phone app, right? Again, if we look, here's all the different categories of phones. So we have holidays, we have keeping in touch, we have all kinds of things. Now I want to talk as per networking. So most of us go networking. I use my phone app instead of business cards all the time. Basically, because we're told all the time that we have to follow up. And if I use my phone app at a networking event, my first follow-up is already done. So what I do is I select photo cards, which was the top green one, right? I select that. And then I typically always select the vertical card over the horizontal just because they stand up better. But also it depends how you're going to take your photo. So I select your photo card here. And then here we have the choice. We can create a 2-panel card. We can create a 3-panel card. We can create a big card, which is an 8.5 by 11 card, or we can create a postcard. Now, this is a personal trick. I never ever send postcards because they're not classified as priority mail, and as a result, it takes longer for them to get received. And people don't treat postcards as they would an actual greeting card that you have to open. They actually treat that as junk mail. So unless you're putting something very personal or something in there, it always depends. But if you're using it for business, I always recommend at least a 2-panel card with an envelope that they're going to open, because the open rate on that is about 100%. Not about, it is 100%. I don't think anybody here could tell me that they haven't opened a greeting card that they've received. So once we've selected the kind of card that we want, at the bottom here, we click on Create Card. Now we're at the front of the card. This is where we click here where it says your photo here, and we can select either from our photo library, which is in our phone already. We can take the photo right from here, or we can select a photo that's already in our Send Out Cards account. So a little trick is sometimes it's better to take the picture first and then go to your app, because every once in a while the app will glitch, not very often, but when it does, we've lost that picture. So you're better to take your picture first and then go to your photo library to grab the picture. So once I select where I want my picture from, I go and here's all the pictures and I select this. So we're going to select this one here. It goes on the front of the card. At this point, if I wanted, I could make it bigger or smaller. Just put the girl's face, just put the baby's face. I could kind of crop it however I want, but we're going to leave it like this for now. And this is the front of our card. Then we're in the inside left. You'll notice here there's an icon up here. If I wanted to, I could click on that and I could add even more pictures and text to the to the card. But for today, we're just going to leave it blank and we're going to swipe, and then we're going to click tab here to add text. So after here, this is the fun part. And this is when I'm at a networking event, I wow everybody with this, is I hit the little microphone, and I know it's available in the Android, some of the Android phones as well. I click the microphone and I talk. And I'll say, hey, Emily, comma, new line. It was great to see you at the game tonight. period. Good luck with your job interview, period. Let me know how it goes, period. New line, talk soon, comma, Steve. So I do this at a networking event, and I would basically say, hey, whoever I'm speaking to, Krishna, comma, new line. It was so great to meet you tonight at the, and I always name the networking event. Hope you enjoy these delicious brownies. Give me a call when you get this. Mitch, 416-305-1668. I always, so this is a trick about business. I always put my phone number in the card. Because
how did you, excuse me, how did you get the microphone to come up on your phone there?
Well, I have an iPhone, so I'm not sure exactly how it works on, so what kind of phone do you have?
Yeah, Samsung Android.
Okay, so I know there's a feature to have that, but I'm not, I have to be honest with you, I'm not too sure how to get it done. I do have some Samsung experts in my team. If you want, I can try and get someone to get in touch with you so that they can explain that to you. Getting familiar with the phone app is so important.
Or help chat. I would recommend that you click on the little blue button when you're logged into your Send Out Cards account and tell them what kind of phone you have and ask them how to get your microphone on your keyboard so that you can talk your card, talk your cards instead of typing them. They probably have that answer as well.
Okay. And so you were saying you always put your phone number right in the text of your card.
Yeah, so I'll write, I always write, give me a call when you get these. I want to make sure you got them. And then I put Mitch, 416-305-1668. It just enables them. It's really easy once they open, but that's all I put. I don't put any branding. I don't put anything like that. I just put my phone number, and it just makes it easy for them to give me a call when they've received my card. Because once they've given me the call, then that's a first follow-up, right? Because we're all about, fortune is in the follow-up.
Okay.
All right, so now with the app, we can also add the gifts, right? So we click on all gifts, and here we can select from all the gifts. Now, there's a price point for everyone as it relates to gifts. They're from, what did you say, Penny? 7
points to 700 points.
Yeah. So all over the map, you can actually combine them and make gift packages with them. There's all kinds you can do. Sometimes when I'm at a networking event, not everyone gets brownies, but one or two people might get brownies and the rest get a card because that could get quite expensive. But brownies are huge, they're just a huge, they wow people. And I always get a phone call if I'm sending brownies. So here we would click on 2 brownies. And then we would click add to cart on the top here. So then we would have the card and the brownies. We click checkout. Then we have the return address. And then we click continue checkout. And this is where we put the recipient's address. So we can select from the contacts we already have in our Send Out Cards account. Or we can select a new recipient. So if we click on new recipient, and then this is where I usually give the person the phone and tell them to enter their information. For some reason, it makes it a lot more comfortable for people if they're entering the information. I always click save as new contact. Here, so see, this is the person's information, and then I click save as new contact. And then it tells me how much it's going to cost. And I click submit payment, and that's it. It's done. Then Penny was telling me today that we always want to get people's birthday. That's really important in order to, so that we send birthday cards because we have to be a product of the product. So Penny says if you click on this here, you can go to the contact and actually enter their birthday. Is that correct, Penny?
Yep. So if you click on that little bonum, your contact list will come up and then you search for them. So if I was adding Mitch today, I would go search for Mitch and then I would open up her contact, scroll to her birthday, add that, and save the contact. So I never realized that until my young whippersnappers, Ashton Hughes and Brandon Beach, showed me that today as we were signing up a new young distributor. And, it's just amazing how people are adapting to this app. and they're not afraid to click all the buttons. But one other thing I don't want to miss, Mitch, is when you go back a couple of screens, when you put the person's contact information in right there, when you click Save as New Contact, and only when you click Save as New Contact, do those next two fields come up to add an email address and add a phone number. And I always ask for those because people will give them to me. And if I'm going to follow up with somebody and I don't have an email address or a phone number, the only thing I can do is send them another card, which isn't bad, but I want to have more information. So part of the benefits of send out cards for any business is, what business can you walk up to somebody, hand them your cell phone and say, here, put all your personal information into my phone for me, please. But with send out cards, you can do that because you're sending them a card.
And I often get some people ask me, well, do people get intimidated by giving you your information? Well, when I'm at this screen here, I'll say something like, okay, so here's my return address. So basically I'm letting them know that they're going to have my address, right? And that kind of eliminates the fact that, they're feeling antsy about giving me their address because I'm giving them theirs mine. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So when I get to this screen, to me, this is where the magic happens. And I always say to people, okay, so at midnight tonight, your card will be printed, stuffed, addressed, stamped, and it will be flown into the Canadian postal system within 24 hours. In about 5 to 7 days, you will receive my card and brownies. Please make sure you give me a call. And that's it.
Awesome.
My first follow-up is already done. So when I'm at a networking event and somebody says to me, Mitch, can I have your business card? I always say, sorry, I don't have any, but I can send you one. And then they'll say, what do you mean? And then I go through this. It takes about 30 seconds because I'm so quick and I'm polished and I've practiced it so many times that within 30 seconds to a minute, I've usually sent somebody a card. They're wowed, they're great. In 5 to 7 days, they give me a call and then the conversation persists. And that's basically
and you
it.
you don't have to send people brownies. Like Mitch, it certainly is a treat. Today I was in a real estate office. I sent somebody brownies. He received them today. He ate one. He walked over because he heard I was in the office and he said, are you going to show me how to do that card and brownie thing? And I booked an appointment. So there are times when I will weigh the cost of the brownies against the potential of the customer. But at the end of the day, if you're just sending cards, people love getting those too.
Absolutely. And that's what we are. And the one thing I can stress about everything that I showed you today, about being a, level 4 smartphone user is, just use the system to its maximum potential. Use your phone. You don't have to be stuck to your computer in your home all the time. This business is made to be mobile. Take the time, learn how to use your phone properly, and just go out there and do your business and share.
Well, that's an awesome job tonight, Mitch. I think you're done. We just had a new person join us, and that's Judy. So Judy, if you can unmute yourself and say hi, that's fine. We'd love to hear from you. We did record the presentation tonight, and Mitch, was that pretty much the end?
Yeah, that was the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Well, I'll tell you, I sure loved it, and and I'll tell you why is because I think I'm already a level 4 smartphone user when it comes to the phone app, but today I learned something new. I taught it to Mitch, and now we've taught you. There's always more to learn. There's Sendo Cards has upgraded this app several times since it was launched, and they will continue to keep building it for us until it's got all of the bells and whistles. But also, Mitch, it was so great, the feedback that you gave us about being able to use the smartphone to stay in touch with people how to post on Facebook, how not to post on Facebook, and how to stay in touch with new distributors. And I've jotted down a few of those texting strategies. So if anybody would like me to send them to you, let me know, because I'm definitely going to be creating a document of texting scripts for our boot camp this weekend, which is coming up. Catherine, I know you're in the Sioux, but you're very welcome to come to North Bay. It's coming up on Saturday. Natalie's coming. She's on the call. Judy's coming. She's on the call. And Mitch and Jill will be here as well. We're going to go over the 5 habits, one of which is texting. So I will have a texting script ready for everybody. And those who don't come, if they want to text or email me, I'll send it off to them as well.
Perfect.
Okay, that would be great. I'm not able to attend the North Bay this weekend, but the texting scripts sound wonderful.
Okay, so Catherine, I'll need your cell phone number, I guess, or your email address. If you just want to put it in the chat script there, I'll pick it up from there.
Okay.
Well, I guess it's a wrap. Thank you, everyone. We're right on time. It's 8:40. What a great way to invest 40 minutes. And thanks for being on the call. Next Tuesday night, we're going to do habit number 3, which is become a level 4 APA, which is ask to ask. And we'll teach you how to ask to do a presentation with somebody and do a presentation, show them the options, and ask them the magic questions. So look forward to seeing you then and at boot camp. And I'm going to sign off, and Mitch will post this recording as soon as it converts. So thanks for being here, everyone. Have a great night, and happy card sending. Happy smart.
Thank you very much. And
Bye.
just to note, I was waiting earlier in the call for Mitch, a man's voice, to come on, and then I realized, okay, Mitch isn't a man.
That's really funny, Catherine, because Jill and I get that all the time. They think I'm Jill and they think that he's Mitch, but actually it's the reverse.
That's great.
Thanks, Mitch. Thanks, Penny. Great presentation. Thanks for the tips.
Awesome. Great stuff. Bye, Natalie.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
Judy. Bye, Judy.
Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome.